Have you seen these ultra minimalist barefoot shoes and wondered, are they really good for your feet or are they just another flash in the pan trend? Now, here's the thing. Barefoot shoes promise a natural way to move, but for women over 50, they can be a blessing or a curse. It really all depends on your feet, your balance, and how you actually move. Today, I'm breaking down the truth. Who barefoot shoes might actually help and who should steer clear. I'll walk you through how they came to be, what they're designed to do, and how they really feel on aging feet. And I'll also share how to know if barefoot shoes could be your glass slipper or leave you limping home from the ball. I'm Mary Shoe, founder of the Trusty Shoe Guides, and I spent decades in the shoe industry, designing, studying, and making shoes. I'm here every week with real advice, honest reviews, and support for your journey into comfortable, joyful movement at every age. Now, I started this channel to share that hard-earned shoe wisdom, so you don't have to waste time, money, or comfort figuring it out the hard way. And if you're new, welcome. Type new in the comments because I would love, love, love to meet you ladies. And if you're not new, thank you so much for coming on back. I'd love getting your suggestions on videos, so if you have any ideas for me, drop them in the comments below. And if you'd like even more on shoes and healthy aging, I have a newsletter for active women. You'll find the link in the description below, and it's packed with comfort tips, style advice, and practical insights to keep you walking strong. I would love to see you there. Okay, let's get started and figure out whether barefoot shoes are actually good for women over 50. First, how did this barefoot movement even start? Now, we did see barefoot runners in the 60s and 70s in the Olympics. And if you look back at running shoes from 50 years ago, they actually were much more flatter than what we see today. But shoe constructions really started to change during the running shoe boom around 2000. And running shoe companies began building thicker midsoles and increasing the heel to toe drop. It was like a footwear comfort boom, kind of like a tech boom. I mean, brands were pouring millions and millions of dollars into research and development to make shoes safer, softer, and more supportive for runners. Some of this technology then trickled down to the comfort shoe market, and this has helped many of us today stay active with less pain. So cushioning and stability have come a long way since I first got into this industry, but now footwear experts are starting to ask a surprising question. Have we gone too far? They argue when your shoes do all the work for us, our feet don't have to. And over time, the muscles in our feet and ankles can get a little sleepy. Now, this school of thought that says shoes like this with less cushioning and no arch support. And when I say no, I mean there's no arch support at all. Actually, exercise dormant muscles, waking them up and helping with strength, stability, and even balance when managed properly over time. But before we talk about whether barefoot shoes are right for you, let's make sure we're all on the same page about what they actually are. Because the name barefoot shoe sounds a little contradictory, right? Now, barefoot shoes are designed to mimic walking exactly as if you were barefoot, just with a very thin layer of protection between you and the ground. I mean, it's just minuscule. And there are three key features that make them different from traditional shoes. What makes a barefoot shoe? Number one, they have a zero drop. Now, in most shoes today, sneakers, boots, and even many flats, your heel will sit slightly higher than your toes. It's a tiny lift and it's intentional. So shoemakers have generally believed that raising the heel slightly makes walking feel easier and reduces strain on the lower leg, the foot, the ankle, the Achilles, and the calf. So zero drop shoes flip that idea on its head. Instead of lifting the heel, they place your foot entirely level. The heel and the toes sit at the same level, just like you stand barefoot on the ground. Now, the goal is to return your body to its natural alignment and encourage your foot and ankle muscles to do more of the work. So zero drop advocates believe that putting the foot back into its natural level position forces those small muscles to wake up and do the job that they were designed to do, ultimately making your feet stronger and more resilient. Now, for some people, this feels like a freeing and grounding and more natural. And for others, especially if you've been wearing supportive shoes, it can feel like your calves, arches, and heels are suddenly being asked to do a whole lot more of work. Okay, reason number 2, it's a wide toe box. Now, honestly, this part is the part that most people really love. Now, barefoot shoes give your toes space to spread, grip, and stabilize, which is exactly what toes were designed to do. Now, this can improve balance, circulation, and help relieve pressure on bunions and hammer toes too. Now, instead of squeezing everything together like a traditional shoe last, barefoot shoes let your foot act like, well, a foot. Okay, number 3, minimal cushioning. Now, barefoot shoes use extremely thin soles, so you can feel the ground. I mean, take a look at this. There are only a few millimeters here. Now, the philosophy is that your feet get stronger because your muscles and tendons are doing more of the work. Instead of relying on foam, padding, or arch support, the things that we spent millions and millions on. In the purest sense, barefoot shoes want to take us back to how humans moved before modern shoes even existed, when protection was basically nothing, or a piece of leather tied around the foot. But here's something to consider. Back then, people walked on soil, grass, and sand, not concrete, tile, and asphalt like we do today. This is where things can get a little tricky for women over 50. Less cushioning means more shock goes straight up your feet. Your plantar fascia works harder. You feel every rock, crack, and pebble, and there's no built-in arch. Now, some people learn to love this natural feeling, while others feel like they just stepped on a Lego. But real quick, if you're getting value from this video, hit the like button or subscribe. If so, you'll actually get more videos like this one, and also be the first to catch all my new videos too. So thank you for that. Okay, who actually benefits from barefoot shoes? Now, we know what barefoot shoes are now, so let's talk about who they actually help. Because the truth is, barefoot shoes aren't good or bad on their own. They're simply a tool. And like any tool, they can work when used by the right person in the right way. Now, there are 3 groups that benefit from the most. Number 1, women with good foot strength. If you're in your 50s or your 60s and your feet are already super strong, you may do well with barefoot shoes. Signs that you might do well with them are: you can walk barefoot around the house without any pain. Your arches feel very stable. You don't have any nerve pain, plantar fasciitis, or any balance issues. You stay active, you're walking, you do yoga, Pilates, and you really are dedicated to strength training. In this case, barefoot shoes can help you. They will, if properly used, can strengthen your foot muscles and improve balance and stability and increase ankle mobility. Feel more grounded and connected to your gait. Think of it like upgrading your feet's fitness level, as long as you're starting from a good baseline. Okay, 2, the other group of women that will do well with these is women who transition slowly and gradually. Even if you are the perfect candidate, your barefoot shoes require a slow transition, not an overnight change. This is the biggest factor in success. Now, going from a cushioned supportive shoe to a thin, zero-drop minimalist shoe is a dramatic shift for your foot and your entire bodies. Your calves, Achilles, plantar fascia, your knees, and other foot muscles suddenly have to do the job that they haven't done in years, possibly even decades. So the women who thrive are the ones who start with short wear times. When I say short, it can be like 30 seconds to a minute to start. And then you build up your foot strength gradually. Also, the women who do well are ones that listen to their body, who don't push through the pain, and rotate them with supportive shoes through the transition. And when you transition properly, the benefits can include stronger arches, better posture, and a more natural gait. Now, barefoot shoes can work beautifully for some people, but I want to be really honest here, they are not the right choice for everyone. So make sure you listen to this whole video. For many women over 50, they can actually create more problems than they solve. So who should avoid barefoot shoes? There are 4 groups of women who should skip barefoot shoes altogether. First of all, any women that are currently experiencing any balance concerns. Avoid barefoot shoes if your balance feels a little shaky. If uneven ground makes you nervous or you're reaching for the railing more than you're used to, avoid them. You see, barefoot shoes totally strip away the cushioning, and there is no structure to help keep you steady. Less support can mean more wobbling, and that's the last thing some of us want. Number 2, anyone with severe arthritis or joint pain should avoid barefoot shoes. Barefoot shoes offer minimal cushioning, which means your joints absorb every single step in the beginning. Now, if you already have arthritis in your toes, ankles, knees, and hips, that extra impact can feel brutal. And number 3, women with fat pad loss. Now, one big thing after menopause that I personally experienced is that the natural fat pads under the ball of our feet thin out. So you feel everything under you, every little rock, pebble, or rough spot in the floor. And that's kind of how you feel in these. Now, if you have fat pad atrophy, barefoot shoes will multiply your discomfort. And 4, anyone who needs immediate stability or pain relief. So a lot of my followers have pain, and that's why they listen. So if you're dealing with plantar fasciitis, neuropathy, Achilles issues, tendonitis, arthritis, and chronic arch fatigue, I would avoid them. Your feet are already overworking, and barefoot shoes make them work even harder, and that can flare things up and quite fast. So here's my honest recommendation after everything we've covered. 1, if you're in good shape and you have good balance and you love the idea of strengthening your feet and you're committed to maintaining all the muscles in your body, then barefoot shoes can be worth exploring. But just remember, start very, very slow. Your feet have decades of old habits, and they need time to adapt. A gentle transition makes all the difference. Now, I'll link to my favorite barefoot shoes in the description below. Okay, now if you don't fall into that group that I just mentioned, and honestly, many of us don't, stay with what already works. Your supportive shoes are really not an enemy. Now, stick with the styles that give you arch support, cushioning, and a slightly raised heel, especially if those are helping keep you stable and pain-free right now. And here's a little secret. I mean, it is good to work the muscles in your body, but you can strengthen your feet by just going barefoot at home. So spend some time, take your shoes off, and go barefoot on a soft surface like carpet, grass, or maybe even at the beach if you live near the coast like I do. This will gently wake up your foot and ankle muscles without risking your balance or comfort when you're out and about. It's the best of both worlds. So support when you need it and strength building when it's safe. Take care, friends, and I'll see you next week.